Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 161 of my wrestling recap show, and we are doing a pay-per-view review for AEW's WrestleDream in Tacoma, Washington. One of their big pay-per-views, and I mean, let's just dive the heck into it, man. Let's start just like AEW does. Not a lot of room before you get into the wrestling because it's so jam-packed with so many wrestling matches. There's just no time. We start this show with Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. Page spits on a downed Jay White. That is disgusting. Do not do that. White hits heavy chops, spikes Hangman with a DDT. Page powerbombs White into the apron, powers White up for a powerbomb onto the steel steps. My goodness. Thumbs up. That was a nasty bump. Hangman's leg is wrecked with a shin breaker onto the side of the ramp. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. That was also really cool. Hangman counter into the Deadeye, but damages his own knee in the process. Can't make the pin. Buckshot lariat caught by White into the Blade Runner for a big return victory. Good opening matchup right there. I thought a pretty solid story told throughout with Page's knee and some cool moves thrown on top of that to damage the knee. I like that. Physical, competitive matchup without any outside interference. I like that. 7 out of 10. Good start. And now we go to the first championship match of the night. AEW Women's Championship on the line. Mariah May defends against Willow Nightingale. May runs into a pounce from Willow, and she just gets yeeted across the ring. Willow on fire out of the gate. Willow unique, figure four kind of submission. She's, pushing down on Mariah's knee. Looks pretty painful. I like it. Willow driving Mariah into her own knee. So while she's got her locked in, she just grabs her head and just slams it into her own knee a bunch of times. This makes me giggle. May avoids a moonsault, hits a diving dropkick, and a Mayday. Willow kicks out. Willow runs through Mariah with a mean lariat and a meaner Death Valley driver in the corner. May again kicks out. That was a nasty bump in the corner. Mariah, Rana counter out of an avalanche Willow bomb attempt. May knee to Willow's face, hits the Storm Zero, pins, and retains. My. Great effort right there from Willow, bell to bell. She was on fire. Really put it all out there. Trying to get that championship. So close, yet so far. Mariah, also really good performance. Nice selling. Took quite a few nasty bumps there throughout the match. And she just kept kicking out. She kept bouncing back. Very impressed. And I enjoyed the chemistry in the ring. I would love for these two to continue to get into it. I hope this isn't... AEW's pretty bad for this, where it's just kind of a one and done. They fight each other. There's definitely chemistry. There's something here, and then they don't fight again. They just move on to the next thing really quickly. I would like to see these two continue to battle with each other and see Willow's climb and see if she can finally reach the mountaintop, because she's going to get there one day soon. And is it Mariah May she finally beats to get there? Only time will tell. But now it's time for the TNT Championship match. Jack Perry defending against Katsuyori. I'm bad at this. Shibata. We got Shibata. So we get into it. Perry sprays Shibata with water. I mean, just trying to be a little dick right there. I don't like that, but I do like that. Shibata makes Jack pay for that with numerous stiff chops. Oh my goodness, those chops were nasty. Perry doesn't learn a lesson. He spits on Shibata, and again, Shibata wrecks him with some more nasty chops. Shibata suplexes Perry into the side of the ring. Rather hard, I would say. That looked like it hurt. Shibata locks in a choke, rolls through, gets the legs wrapped up as well. Perry falls back. Shibata's shoulders are down. The referee counts the 3, and Perry retains. Well, I will say I did not love that finish. I just don't see a veteran like Shibata losing like that. Such a classic finish, right? You would know that your shoulders are down on the mat like that. Come on now. So, wasn't a big fan of that finish. But the stiff chops from Shibata, That is some tasty stuff right there. Just a sign of things to come. There's going to be a lot of nasty chopping going on tonight. But some nice heel work there from Jack Perry as well. Spraying the water, running away from Shibata, and then getting the edge once he comes back in. So, get good showing of those heel tactics from Perry. Not bad. 7 out of 10. Good match. Danny Garcia arrives, gets in Jack Perry's face about it. Out comes MJF. He is standing there staring down Garcia. Perry blasts Garcia in the back of the head with the TNT Championship. MJF is like, I will go pick the bones now of a downed Garcia. Starts beating him up. MJF gets on the microphone and mentions the non-existing Supersonics. This really, really upsets the crowd, which makes MJF bust out a smile. He's like, I got him real good with that one. So that's some funny stuff. You know what? Don't be trashing on teams that no longer exist in cities. That's sad when a team leaves, like the Arizona Coyotes leaving Arizona. I know that wound is still very fresh, but don't kick them when they down. Anyway, MJF trash talks Garcia and wants Danny to kiss the ring. Out comes the returning Adam Cole, baby. Cole runs to the ring, scaring the bejesus out of MJF. He just runs away. And welcome back, Adam Cole, baby. He looks nice and healthy. The whole thing was like, Adam's leg was all busted up, and MJF's like, he can't walk anyway. And then Adam just bolts at the ring. He's like, oh, shit. So looks like Cole's leg is back in business, and hopefully we get Adam Cole back in business full-time in AEW. He is a major ingredient for the company, creative-wise. Like, he's always kind of got a good storyline going on. They need more of those, so welcome back, Adam Cole. Now we got a triple threat match for the International Championship. Will Ospreay defends against Konosuke, Takeshita, and Ricochet. Ospreay and Ricochet immediately team up on Takeshita. I mean, we all saw that one coming, right? Takeshita catches Ricochet mid-air. Very impressive catch, but then Ospreay dives on him, taking everybody out. So that was key. Ospreay with a nice 2-for-1 slingshot kick thing. That was pretty nice. Ricochet with the wicked Rana counter out of a Stormbreaker attempt. Takeshita also has a nice counter. Takes Ospreay's head off with a friggin' lariat. Nails Ricochet with a beautiful Blue Thunder Bomb. I got to give that a thumbs up. That is a lovely combo. Oz Cutter connects on Takeshita. Then Ricochet from the heavens nails a 450 splash on Ospreay before he can even realize what just happened. He kicks out. Crowd is going nuts right now, so thumbs up for that. Ricochet backflip counters out of a Doomsday device. Like, what? That was so cool. Ricochet, perfect shooting star press on Ospreay. Rolls right into a Takeshita knee. Both men fall onto Ospreay, but it doesn't matter. Ricochet kicks out. Which may sound confusing because it is. It is very confusing. I mean, if Ricochet didn't kick out, I don't even know what would have happened right there. But, alright, we try to move on. Takeshita wrecks Ricochet with a driver through the table. Ospreay double hidden blade on Takeshita. And it's Don Callis coming in for the save on Takeshita. Ospreay flips out, tries to end Callis with a Tiger driver, but a hooded man attacks Ospreay. The hooded man is Kyle Fletcher, betraying his bro Ospreay. Oh no! Takeshita finishing blow on Ospreay, pins, and new international champion, it's Konosuke Takeshita. That was an awesome match right there. I knew it was going to be. You look at those three names, I was so amped for this match, and it delivered. Insane performances in the ring, my goodness. Crazy fast pace throughout, the counters were ridiculous. 2-for-1 offense, like all that stuff, just awesome. Tons of great big spots, and didn't need a lot of weapons, man. I think like they had the table spot, I think. Outside of that, they weren't relying on weapons at all through this, just pure athletic talent. 9 out of 10. Fletcher hits a nasty Tiger driver, dropping Ospreay right on his head. Oh dear. Don Callis family back on top of the world, and poor Ospreay getting betrayed yet again. What is that, 3-4 times already he's been betrayed since he showed up here? Don't have any friends. What are you doing? Stop. All right. We move on. Prince Nana in the ring welcomes back Swerve Strickland. Crowd is loving it. They're amped to see Swerve back, giving him the welcome back chance, all that stuff. Out comes MVP, arriving with Shelton Benjamin, wanting to discuss Swerve's future. MVP wants to help Swerve climb back up the AEW mountain, get the championship back. Swerve admits, hey, pretty tempting. He and MVP, they've had some good history in the past, and admittedly, Nana does have some flaws, but Prince Nana is family. Benjamin sends out the ultimatum to Swerve. You're rather for it or you're agin it. Swerve and Shelton, little pushing match, and then they are separated. Solid segment. Honestly, I would rather they all just work together, make like a new Hurt Business. But hey, if they got to fight about it first and then become friends and then make a big super group or something like that, I'm down for that. But not what I expected MVP to be doing out of the gate. I like it, what he's doing right now. He's trying to scoop up all the big talent right now. He's going after Mercedes Moné. He's chasing after Swerve, trying to get rid of Nana. I'm into it. It's cool. It's just not what I was expecting. I'm just in love with the Hurt Business. I want it back all the time. We move on. We got a big one here. It's the 2 out of 3 falls match. It's the Beast Mortos versus Hologram with his undefeated streak on the line, baby. What is he? I think he's 14, possibly 15-0 now. Let's go. Hologram torpedo dive sends himself and Mortos halfway up the freaking ramp. I love that move. Actually kind of scares me because when Hologram does that, he goes head first, hence the torpedo nature of the move, but that leaves the person to catch him. They have to catch his neck. They have to kind of so there is really strong potential for a neck to get snapped with that move, so be careful. We get Hologram. Sweet diving crucifix bomb, and that grabs the first fall on Mortos. Mortos then impressive tornado dive and a military press slam slams Hologram off or onto the stage. That is some painful stuff. There is no give to that stage. Hologram moonsault off of the top to the outside. Mortos with 2 mean backbreakers takes Hologram's head off with a discus lariat, pins Hologram for the first time ever in AEW to tie the match at 1 fall each. It was a little bit shocking to see Hologram get pinned, I must say. Hologram ridiculous poison Rana on the apron, hits his own head as well. That was some scary shit. Hologram's springboard dive hurts his own leg. He can't get up to hit the 450 splash fast enough. Mortos gets the knees up. Oh, ja. Mortos with the beastly top rope military press slam. That is just ridiculously impressive. I can't even imagine how hard that is to pull off, but he does it. We get the beast backbreaker lariat combo. Can't put away Hologram this time. Hologram gets Mortos up for the UFO bomb pins and wins. That right there is a certified banger of a matchup. Beast and Hologram putting on a show of high flying and counters. Near falls were unreal. Nasty bumps, especially for Hologram. Very, very entertaining match to watch. And Hologram's undefeated streak continues. Darby Allin now going up against Brody King. Oh boy. Darby leaps off the steps into a nasty punch from Brody. Darby steps placed on top of him, and then King walks on the steps, crushing Darby underneath. Oh, they've done this a few times in AEW, but that is just some nasty stuff. That's gotta hurt. Brody King's got easily 100+ pounds on Darby, so yeah. Brody laying down the brutal chops on Darby. I mean, those chops are ringing throughout the whole entire arena. And that first chop that connects, the whole crowd in unison just goes, oh, nasty. King avalanche German suplex absolutely breaks Darby in half. What a sell right there. Darby shoves Brody off of the top onto the steel steps. Oh my goodness. Darby then hits a coffin drop with Brody on the steps. Nasty bump all around. Thumbs up. Darby a second coffin drop to Brody's back. Darby pins and wins. Wow. Huge win right there for Darby, finally pinning Brody King for the first time in any promotion. So that's a big win right there for the Darbster. As always, brutal bumps for Darby. I mean, that guy just, there was actually a couple of really scary looking bumps that he took. And he would land with his hands and arms out. And bro, that just brings back horrifying memories of like Finn Balor getting his shoulder broken or something like that by that buckle bomb. That's how you get seriously hurt. Like Darby, you're not supposed to, I mean, this is kind of fundamentals right here. You don't use your arms to break your fall. You got to spread the damage across your bat. Flat back, baby. But that was some scary stuff. Hopefully Darby takes that out of his repertoire. Do not bump like that because you will break your arms. Brody, stiffness is, stiff is putting it lightly. That guy was kicking the shit out of Darby Allin. Really good hard-hitting match right here with some nasty bumps. 7.5 out of 10. We got the AEW Tag Team Championship match up next. Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson defending against Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn. Bucks trash talking Private Party before the bell. Private Party heard enough. They start a brawl on the stage before the match even begins. Quinn hits a swanton dive off of the top of the entrance tunnel, wiping out the Bucks. Again, this is all before the match even begins. Thumbs up, though. Match does officially begin now. Bucks double super kicks for Quinn and Cassidy. That's pretty key. Bucks mean buckle bomb enziguri combo on Cassidy. Nicholas with the silky smooth dive on Private Party. Zay and Nicholas, cool like springboard duel. They're like jumping on the ropes and stuff. Ends with a wicked cutter from Nicholas. My goodness, thumbs up for that. That was cool. Private Party hit the gin and juice, but it's a near fall. Private Party hit the Bucks with more bang for your buck, stealing their old finisher. Bucks hit the EVP trigger, and Cassidy kicks out. So we got people kicking out of finishers like crazy. Cassidy runs out of gas. The Bucks hit the TK driver on him to retain. Well, I will say that finish right there, that was a little bit flat. Didn't feel like, I don't know, they did it the way they wanted it to go down. But yeah, regardless, this match was still a banger. I just didn't like that finish. Great effort from Private Party. I would say one of their best performances overall. I really feel like they should have won this match. I feel like that was the time, man. They've been crushing it over the last month or so, putting on great matches, picking up big wins, and couldn't get the big win. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It feels like they should have won this match. But awesome tag combos all throughout, as expected with the Bucks. They're always doing lots of awesome tag moves, and so is Private Party. Near falls at, I would say, an appropriate level. They didn't get out of control, which tends to happen with Bucks matches. I feel like there was a decent amount, not too many, and no outside shenanigans, or I don't even think the Bucks were really doing any of their own shenanigans that I could really recall. Very impressed with that. I love that, so that's awesome. 8 out of 10. This is a banger. And now we get to nearing the end of the show, which means JR joins the commentary, so shit's gonna get real. With the Ring of Honor World Championship match up first, Mark Briscoe defends against Chris Jericho with the Learning Tree. Code of Honor not observed by either men, so no shaking of hands. Chris and Big Bill taken out by a Briscoe dive. Bill is pissed, tries to put Briscoe through a table, but Orange Cassidy to the rescue, hitting a couple of orange punches on Big Bill, removing him. Jericho suplexes Briscoe off of the apron. That's a hard landing for both men. Jericho argues with the referee while Brian Keith hits Briscoe with some sort of object. Chris pins Briscoe, and Briscoe kicks out, thank God. Rocky Romero shows up to take out Keith. Briscoe with the chair-assisted dive crashes into Jericho through a table. Yeah, I would say Briscoe taking most of that bump. He got most of the table, but still, they got it. They got it. Jericho wicked anti-air codebreaker gets a near fall. Love that shit. Jericho Judas effect connects and then hits a very disrespectful Jay Driller to Briscoe. Mark again kicks out and he fires up with the redneck kung fu, froggy bow, and a Jay Driller combo. Briscoe pins and retains. Damn fine match right there. Emotional performance from Mark, fighting for his bro. I was feeling it. Jericho, great chemistry with Briscoe. The way that this rivalry is going now, the way that Jericho is disrespecting Jay Briscoe? Yeah, the fallen Jay Briscoe. This could make a really nasty storyline, and I'm in for it. So hopefully this one continues. 7.5 out there. And we're here, everybody. Main event time. It's Bryan Danielson's career and his championship on the line. AEW World Championship. Bryan Danielson defends his career and title versus Jon Moxley with Shafir. As is tradition, brawling begins as the final countdown plays to completion, as it should be. Thumbs up for that. My wife is like, can they turn that crap off? She does not like the final countdown. I won't divorce her, but hey, that's you don't hate on the final countdown, but it's okay, it's all right. But they let that play out, and I love that, where they're just fighting while final countdown plays. So key. Thumbs up. Moxley choking Bryan with a cord. Bryan does it right back to Moxley and tosses Shafir off of his back. That made me giggle. Psycho knee with a chair connects. Crowd is going banana as the match officially begins. Danielson hits another psycho knee immediately to start the match. It's over. No, it's not. Moxley kicks out. Moxley pile driver to Danielson onto the Spanish announce table. Oh dear. And Bryan's head legitimately hit the table there. Scary, scary stuff. Moxley nasty chops and stomps to Bryan's head and neck. Moxley exposes the concrete floor on the outside, and as is tradition, Moxley exposes it, so he's bumping on it with a nice backdrop. That's gotta hoit. Moxley removes Danielson's medical tape and starts biting him, making JR just disgusted. Brimsberg finally ejects Shafir from ringside. She's been a pain the whole entire match. Danielson rolls through a suplex, nails a psycho knee. Moxley again kicks out. Bryan stomps, locks in the label lock, but Moxley able to get his tippy toe on the rope and get out. Danielson dive caught by Moxley into a Death Rider onto the concrete floor. Thankfully, Moxley took very, very good care of Danielson throughout that bump, so no one legitimately hurt, but goddamn. Danielson, third psycho knee connects. Moxley again kicking out. Moxley hits another Death Rider. Bryan pops out at 1. My goodness. Moxley bulldog choke, and finally Brimsberg is forced to call the match. Bryan out cold and new. And a very somber new AEW World Champion. It's Jon Moxley. Awesome match right there. Danielson selling and storytelling around the neck, man. Absolutely spectacular work. It's got to be real. His neck's got to be fucked, but my goodness, the storytelling out of control. Very stiff back and forth battle between these two men. Moxley, ruthless performance and great mat wrestling. When the hell did Moxley become so technically sound? I mean, that guy was rolling on the mat, doing counters, transitioning into submissions. I was like, who's the better technical wrestler in this match right here? Is it Danielson or frickin' Jon Moxley? But seriously, Moxley, really impressive technical skills in this matchup against Bryan. 8.5 out of 10. And now it gets ugly. Moxley puts the AEW title in a bag for unknown reasons. Pac, Claudio, and Shafir return with a plastic bag. Yuta arrives to save Bryan. No. Yuta attacks Bryan, then puts the plastic bag around Bryan's head, suffocating him on television. Live television, if you will. Darby tries to save Danielson, pleading with Moxley to stop, but he can't do anything about it. Jarrett and numerous others try to help, but it's no use. Bryan chair around his neck. Moxley stomps Danielson's neck in between the chair. Finally, enough wrestlers and security are able to get to Bryan, but the damage is severe. Really, really a lot of damage. Danielson stretchered out as a stunned crowd. Commentary and wrestlers watch the end of Danielson's full-time career. I mean, that is a super, super sad way to end the show. The crowd, you could hear a fucking needle drop in that crowd. They were dead silent. Everyone very, very, very somber. But that is an epic-ass way to end the show. It's must-watch television for Dynamite now to see what the fuck, like, that's the thing, right? Like, Moxley, ever since he's shown back up, like a month or so ago, he's been talking riddles and cryptic messaging, all this, and now he's in control. So hopefully now we're going to see what the fuck you're talking about. What's this plan you got going on? Because now you're the man. Danielson's gone. You the man now, Moxley. So it's your show, and I'm very, very, very excited to see what the fuck is going to happen. And I think it's safe to say we will not be seeing Danielson on TV for quite some time. I mean, he's definitely getting written off here, and his full-time career is coming to an end now. So, you know, he's already been on borrowed time with that anyway. So we all saw this coming. It was going to come to an end at some point. We're just going to have to figure out what part-time Danielson means. Like, are we talking like Rock level, like you show up once or twice a year? Are we talking like Undertaker levels, where it's like, oh, he shows up for the big pay-per-views, maybe like the last few months of the year he gets into something big? I don't know. Regardless, Danielson, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, an amazing career, and wishing him the best and all that stuff. Have yourself a nice little vacation, Brian, you know, hang out with your daughter and all that great stuff. But holy crap, it just definitely feels like a massive shift for the company with Moxley now in control. So, super sad way, like I said, to end that show, but a damn fine show overall. Absolutely loaded to the brim card without a single match under 7 out of 10. So every single match was good to great to awesome, and that is damn impressive considering how many matches they had on this card. I love the International Championship Trios match. That would be my favorite match of the night. But the main event was also very awesome. Completely different style, right? Like, it was way more storyline driven. There was just a big match feel to that one for sure. But goddamn, those two matches were awesome. And there's like a lot of big storyline moments as well, and big returns, which they tend to struggle with in pay-per-views. They'll just kind of go, here's a match, here's another match, here's another match, maybe a little something in between, a little segment or two. They did a really good job on this show with stuff in between the matches. You got Adam Cole's big return back to AEW. Swerve makes an appearance, MJF getting into it again with Danny Garcia, Fletcher betraying Ospreay, and of course that big epic finale with Danielson basically getting murdered off of TV for quite some time. Yuta, ultimate betrayal, and Moxley now in control of AEW. Like I said, that feels like a huge shift for the company. Like, things are going to change in AEW. You can tell just the way that Moxley's been talking. They got something planned, and I am very excited to see what they got going on Dynamite this week and going forward. I'm really struggling to score this pay-per-view. I'm stuck on an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. Like, you get one 9 out of 10 match there, so a potential match of the year contender. It won't win, but it'll be in the conversation. Outside of that, there was a lot of like good, great matches. There was a good amount of bangers. I really like the storyline implications. I like the returns. I think I'm going to suck it up. Just give it the 8.5 out of 10 for WrestleDream. I had a really good time with this show. It's long. It's a lot of wrestling, and maybe they could have done a little bit better again with the pacing, where they had, 1, 2, 3 singles matches to start it off. They could have slid in a triple threat in between that, or the 2 out of 3 falls match, just to break it up a little bit better, but I didn't get too oversaturated with those matches this time around. Maybe because I watched it over the course of 2 days. I watched like 2/3 of it and then finished off the last part on a different day. But I enjoyed the show quite a lot. So let me know what you thought of the show. What was your favorite moment? What was your favorite match? What was your least favorite match? I liked all the matches. None of them I felt were worthy to be poo-pooed on. I think they're all really good enough quality for a pay-per-view. Everyone stepped it up just a little bit more, or a lot more in other cases, but I had a good time with this show right here. Let me know what you thought of the show. And there we go, everybody. Another pay-per-view review in the books. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best, though. Make sure you're reviewing the podcast, sharing it around with 1,000 or 2 of your best friends and family and enemies if you want to. Why not? Throw them in there as well. The more, the merrier. And we got a Twitter page for the GX Plus Cast. You can follow along there. I put up announcements as best as I can, let you know when the episodes are out and all that stuff. So go over there and check out the Twitter page. The description or the links are all in the description. I upload all these episodes to the YouTube channel, GamerGX Videos. Great place. Follow along over there. Subscribe. You want a question answered live on the podcast? I'll answer your question, shout you out. Just drop a comment on a YouTube episode, Twitter. I got an email address if you want to send a message there as well. And it's also a good thing if you want to have a private conversation. My email address is there. My door is open for everyone and anyone. I will admit I can't get into that email address right now. I'm struggling with that, but I'll get there at some point. I'll get there. I'll get it back. All right. And in terms of what else we got going on with the GX Plus Cast this week, we got the Hockey Cast, of course. It's going to be a fun one because the NHL season has officially started, and got a lot of things to talk about. The beginning of the NHL season's always chaotic. Teams and people, fans are going to be panicking because their team lost one game. So we're going to break all that down the first week or so of the NHL season. Who's hot, who's not, all that stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. And for the GamerCast this week, we continue along with the horror-themed October. More scary games will be on tap this Friday. Won't reveal what those... Well, actually, I already talked about it. So, it's Hellblade. We're going to be doing Hellblade 1 and 2 this week. So, check that out. I believe I have that dropping on Friday. So, be on the lookout for the Hellblade 1 and 2 review and retrospective, whatever the fuck. It's a thing. And what else? We got wrestling recap. I don't think we have any pay-per-views incoming. We should be in the clear for just a little bit. I think it's Crown Jewel will be the next pay-per-view. So yeah, we got a couple of weeks to just have some nice normal wrestling recap shows. And there we go, everybody. Let me know what you thought of WrestleDream, and we'll be back with some more GX Plus Cast.